Okay, this is the
was expecting ship type.
Trumpeter 1/350th scale Liberty ship. Kit came out in 2003, and one of the things I first noticed about the kit, I mean, I bought the kit way back and I opened it up for the first time as one of my entries for the 1944 contest thing. And this is when Trumpeter was pretty much early in its stages of development. And although the model out of the box was actually quite easy and pretty good, it lacked a lot of detail. So pretty much from the deck on up, about 80% of what you see there is photo etch. Edward did an aftermarket 5-sheet, not a big Ed thing, but a separate 5-sheet thing that covers everything from the gun tubs to the lifeboats and the cranes themselves and the winches and everything else. The model itself was actually quite good. It went together very well. The hull went together beautifully. Typical of Trumpeter kits, they don't give you a base, so the base that the model has is from an old Revell destroyer kit that I use. I first attacked it from the bottom up like I do all my ship models. Painted the hull, masked it off using Tamiya masking tape, which is probably the best on the market.
Yeah.
And scaled it to according to what the...
I'm sorry, which tape did you use?
Tamiya tape. It's a yellow masking tape,
Sure, yeah.
and it's designed for plastics.
Yeah.
It's actually very, very good. It comes in all different widths.
Yeah.
They even do a nylon-based tape where you can go around quarters and do curvatures. That's how I was able to get the top line done, using the nylon tape. The model was painted in enamels, of course, and if there was any difficulty in the kit at all, it was actually the photo etch itself. You know, shaping the photo etch and putting it in place and then getting it to cooperate with super glue. Other than that, the model went together really well. The rigging is all done in plastic stretch sprue.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Ralph's wife's nylons.
Actually, I was going to
You
start.
can't use those too.
I was going to start off my conversation by saying, "To hell with Ralph! I carved this out of a branch off the tree in my backyard." So there. So I did a 3-step wash effect on it to give it the look. First, I painted the model, let it dry for 2 days, then came back and hit it with a dirty thinner wash of black and gray. After that dried overnight, I came back and hit it with Flokewill enamel rust, and they also have a wash set that also does which is called tainted metal, and I use that to give it that wash effect. I wanted to create basically what a Liberty ship looked like in 1944 after doing several trips back and forth across the Atlantic. This particular ship, the Jeremiah O'Brien, is quite famous. This is the one that's actually survives today and is in San Francisco. And of course, she looks a hell of a lot better than this model does.
Yeah.
And if you look very closely, there is a 1/350th scale crew on board that ship, and each crew member is hand painted.
I thought that was
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I thought there was
There's a guy right there,
Yeah.
and then the guy right by the
I
gun.
use the Tamiya 350th scale plastic figures that they actually make for their
okay.
old Yamato kit.
Yeah.
And I repainted them. Well, actually, they came in a base kind of a gray, two-tone gray color.
Yeah.
And I repainted them just to give them a 3D effect. Are there any questions?
Did you use your
The bottom,
sponge
the rest
feather
is just
thing?
oh, absolutely. Brushwork.
What's the rigging?
Stretch sprue?
Stretch sprue. Yeah.
What was the color red on that? Was it hull red or what's that?
Actually, that color, believe it or not, is insignia red.
Insignia red.
Yep, American ships, all American ships had a whole red color that was very, very close to insignia red. I didn't bother mixing it. The British, of course, use what they call crimson red,
Yeah,
which is
'cause
more...
hull red is almost brown too.
It's, yeah, and then of course the Germans use a cocoa-colored brown red, which I had to mix for my Bismarck.
Right.
And the Japanese also had a different hull red.
Yeah. Except German submarines are black.
Right.